Hey guys, this is Parvashani, and in today's video I will be talking about creating this effect on your website. So how you create this typewriter effect on your website? It's pretty simple. Today's method will only include some HTML and CSS. No JavaScript is used in this tutorial. So let's get started. So first of all, let me close this and start the file from scratch. So here I have tut1.html. This is a file I have created. In this I will create a document, HTML document with title type, or I think say tutorial of typewriter. So skipping to body, what we have to do, we have to create one div element here. So div element will be created. So if you don't know how to create a div element, it's simple. Right, div. So this is a div element, and in this div element we will give class as typewriter. Then we will create a heading. We will create a h1 heading. So in this h1 heading we will write the text we want to give typewriter effect. So for example, I am writing my name here, Parv Ashwini, and if we check the page, we will get something like this at start, because this is just basic HTML. Now we need to write CSS to give it styling. There are two ways of writing. Basically there are three ways of writing CSS. One is inline, which I would not recommend. Another is internal. Internal is written in style tag. There is a style tag, and in this you can write your CSS. But at times we have like thousands of lines of CSS, thousands of lines of design when we create an actual website. So to conquer these kind of things and to not to make your website more clumsy, so we use external CSS. So we will be writing our external CSS on a separate file named tutostyle.css, which we will be linking. So first of all, let me link this website CSS file to this. So this is very simple. We will use link tag rel style sheet href, just like href. We will give this the URL or the file path, that is tuto style dot css, just like this. So if we create something in this tutostyle.css, that would be reflected on an HTML page. So let's check how. First of all, we will write some CSS for our HTML tag. This is your global style. So first of all, for time being, let me give it a black background. So we will choose background property as #333. This is kind of a gray come black color. We'll give it a padding. You can give it either sides, but I will give it top of 3. Then I will give it display. I will use flex. Usually flex block is quite popular and it's easy to use. Justify content. We will justify the content to center. And to make I'm like, for now this looks good, So now let's jump to our typewriter h1 heading. So for this I have created a div with a class typewriter, as you can see here. So what I will do, I will write dot typewriter and tag h1 as I mentioned here. Then just like above, I will write some CSS for it. I will give it color as white. So for white we have hex code as #FFF, and then we will give it a font family. So a font family is your basically a font. They are like fonts are basically divided in like in different kinds of families, like sans serif, monospace, serif, and from one of these I am choosing mono space. Let's give it a overflow as hidden. Now we will give it a border. Border right property will be used. 0.15 em solid, and let's give it the color orange. Then we'll give it some white space as now wrap. We'll give it margin auto. Margin auto will do the responsive part of our web page element. Now we need to do a little bit of letter spacing. So for letter spacing I will again choose 0.15 em. That's pretty much enough. And let's talk about animation. And now sometimes animation in CSS can be tricky, but I will try to sum it up and make it easy for you. Typing 3.5, sorry, 5 seconds. Steps 30, end. Then I guess blink. We'll give it a blink as 0.5. Step end means it will show at end, and this will keep on blinking for infinite time. After this we will be animating the keyframes. So first of all, let me animate the keyframe of typing. So typing is quite simple. We will write @ keyframe blink caret. In this, I think so this is for this will be for your cursor. So for cursor you will write from to border color as transparent, and 50% animation. After the 50% of the animation is complete, we'll give it color as orange. Simple, huh? But one more thing is left to do, that is from with 0 and 2 with 100%, obviously, and I think that much is pretty much enough for your CSS. So after fixing the spelling mistake I made somewhere, now the output looks like this. It writes my name with this typewriting effect, but I'm not satisfied with this background, so I will change it. So first of all, I think so let's add a gradient background to it. So let me talk about one problem when we face while adding a gradient background. Here's a black gradient background which I will be going to add in this. So when we add this gradient background, let me show you how will this look. This will this is actually a linear gradient, and it will look like this. At times this can look clumsy like this, but if you want to make it a whole page gradient, then you have to do a few basic stuff, like not this, this is the just, you have to add two more properties, that is background size as cover and background repeat property as no repeat. But then too you will not get the satisfied results. It will show black here and only the body will be seen here. You will think of changing it to HTML and then writing it, but this will get too clumsy. For this you have to do nothing but remove the body tag. Remove the body tag, save it to and add height and width. Height as 100%, and width as also 100%, and this will give us the desired results, just like this, a full page gradient with typewriting effect. So that was pretty much for today, guys.